All right, folks, everything new under the sun. This is an article that I could not pass up. I was going to do another What Is video. I think I'll save that for tomorrow. This is at debka.com, and this is kind of breaking news. IDF at peak readiness in Gaza adds reinforcements after failed Egyptian truce bid. So it's looking more and more like they're going to do a significant ground force invasion of Gaza. This is from March 29th. Again, this is Debka file. Military intelligence site. Israel's armed forces around Gaza are at peak readiness for Hamas's March of the Million on Saturday, so today and tomorrow, March 30th, 31st. On Thursday, the IDF further ramped up the force, piling up on Gaza border with additional ground troops and artillery units. Debka files military sources report that Egyptian intelligence officers shuttling between Tel Aviv and Gaza failed to broker a truce agreement. So they were working on an agreement, Egypt was. And remember that Egypt said prior to this, probably a week and a half ago, 2 weeks, that they would not stop or attempt to stop Israel from going into Gaza, because they know Hamas is being a pain in the neck, in other words, in different words. And they were not going to attempt to stop Israel if Israel was going to go in there and try to do something about the rockets that they were lobbing into Israel. It says Hamas adamantly refused to guarantee that the mass demonstration would be peaceful. Of course they don't. They want to stir things up. They want to get on the world media. They want to put their case in front of the world media and get some sympathy. And really what they want is they want to cause violence to the point where Israel has to do something, and then they'll have their cameras rolling when any Palestinian gets killed, and then they'll share that to the world media and say, see, Israel is attacking us. It says, so they won't rein in attacks on Israeli troops like those which have plagued southern Israel in the past year. Neither would Palestinian terrorist group ruling in the Gaza Strip agree to halt its incendiary balloon assaults. It's balloon assaults, sending balloons over the border that are have burning things hanging under them in an effort to burn up farmland, etc. They're not going to stop that, and basically they're admitting that they do them, and they send them on Israeli civilian locations. So it's not even that they're attacking the IDF; they're attacking civilians by their own words. Israel's answer was to refuse to make any promises on how the IDF would respond if Hamas and allied groups' violent conduct continues. So you have a breaking situation in Gaza, and this could erupt over the next 2 days here, today and tomorrow and Sunday, in our time frame anyways. And so we don't know what this is going to be, what's going to come of this, but it's something to watch. It's something to be prepared for. March of the Million in Gaza, across the border from Israel, and this has the potential to blow up. Now, Israel, Netanyahu, isn't going to want this to blow up. He's not going to want to be blamed to say that you're just doing this to get yourself voted in again, or to change the election results. He's not going to want to do that. But on the other hand, he does have the responsibility to protect Israel. And that's what this troop buildup is. He doesn't want anything major basically affecting the run up to the elections. And so yeah, they're gonna put their defensive forces there ready to go. And you know that they're doing everything in their realm of ability to prevent any thing that Gaza can use, the terrorists can use to their advantage, like civilian deaths or confrontations that might kill a Palestinian that they can use to their advantage on the worldwide media stage. So you know that the IDF is going to do everything in their ability to prevent any sort of escalation, simply because they know any media that gets out of it is going to be against Israel anyways. It's just something to be aware of. What does the Bible say in the last days? That Israel will be hated by all nations, and they know it, and that's why they don't want to get into these confrontations. That's why they don't want to. That's why they really hold back unless they absolutely have to do something. And we have Egypt saying, you know, they're not going to prevent any Israeli force going in there. Egypt knows that the terrorist activities are cannot be sustained, and any sovereign country would not put up with it. Egypt knows that. Egypt deals with its own terrorists in the Sinai Peninsula, so they know exactly what Israel's going through. And prophetically, in the last days, there does seem to be text suggesting that Egypt in the last days will effectively be a friend to Israel and will be cooperating. Same with Saudi Arabia. So in the last days, these countries will be cooperating, as is Jordan, because the Jews escaped to Jordan, the rock city Petra, when the Antichrist, when Satan comes in the last days. So there's countries that are aligned with Israel, but most of the countries of the world will be against her, certainly in word, in the last days, and that's exactly what the Bible predicted would happen, and that's what is happening right now. Pretty much most countries, there will come a time when even the U.S. Will turn against Israel. Example, case in point, would be Ezekiel 38, where there is no U.S. coming to the aid of Israel. Now, maybe that is because they're taken out by an economic collapse. But something happens to the point where no one's going to rescue Israel, and that's when Israel starts getting overwhelmed, and then they eventually call on God, and God responds. But God's just waiting for the Jewish people to call on Him, and they will, and He will respond at that point in time and save them from complete and total annihilation. But that's not going to come yet. They're going to put more and more confidence in their IDF, in their training, in their forces, to the point where Ezekiel 38 and 39 happens, basically, and they're overwhelmed simply by sheer number of troops coming against them. And like I say, that's when they call upon God, eventually when they're in a corner, and God comes back and protects them supernaturally. But not after a lot of death and suffering. And remember, the 70-year tribulation is for the salvation of the Jewish nation, so that they can come to a saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. And they don't recognize Jesus as the Messiah yet, but they will one day. They will recognize Jesus as the Messiah once the Antichrist sits on the throne in the third temple and causes the abomination of desolation. And then the Jews say, oh, you know what? This guy's causing the abomination of desolation. He's desecrating the throne. This is not our Messiah. And that's when they recognize Jesus once and for all. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll leave it there. This is breaking news about the buildup in Gaza. We're going to see how this plays out over the next 2 days.